So again, welcome. Happy Juneteenth. You see I have on my Black Excellence shirt celebrating Juneteenth this June 19th, 2025. And again, we've been working with founders, with businesses, with business owners for over a decade. And what we have found is that while getting a patent is something that's important, there's a big disconnect with what actually the value of that patent is and how to protect that value. Uh, and I find myself saying in a lot of my classes, trainings, and workshops that I do for intellectual property, I always come to this phrase: the patent is not the business. And so, what we're doing today, this is the first of a 6-week series. We're going to talk about what that means. So how do you really extract value for intellectual property? And we're going to use today. We're going to have a companion book. What we're going to be using as we kind of get through it. This is a book I got from. This is called Co-Founder AI, written by Clarence Wooten, who's someone I've met through my work with the Baltimore startup community. He is a phenomenal founder who's exited multiple times, currently works at the X Accelerator at Google X Accelerator. And he is phenomenal, but he really boils it down to some simple steps that you can use to build your business and use use AI, the AI tools as your co-founder. So we're going to also kind of use that as well. But let's go ahead and intro. Welcome everyone. I'm Tariq Najee-ullah. I'm the founder of Patent Insider, host of Patent Insider Secrets podcast, and I'm so excited to kick off this new series. The patent is not the business. Over the next 6 weeks, we're going to shift how you think about your invention, because while patents are powerful, they are not the product, they are not the brand, and they are not the business. So today's focus is about bridging the gap between your patent filing and a business that pays you. All right, so let's get started. This is the first session in our journey from patents to profitable business. And today we're going to be talking about from idea to income. From idea to income. So feel free to take notes and follow us on the process. So I mentioned it's simple. I'm here to help inventors become entrepreneurs. That means protecting your ideas, yes, but also aligning your IP strategy with real business models and income streams. This is, when we talk about, we're working on our book to put out our methodology that we studied hundreds and hundreds of case studies of businesses that have intellectual property portfolios. And we come to these 5 pillars of an intellectual property strategy so that you understand how do you go from idea to IP asset and how does that fit into your business. So we've developed this series. We work in Patent Insider Academy to help to shift your mindset so that you can actually leverage your ideas as an IP asset. So the whole focus is to help inventors, content creators, idea makers, change makers, culture creators to become entrepreneurs or successful businesses, how to successfully profit from your ideas. And so over the next few weeks, we're going to challenge some of the myths and assumptions about patents. And we're going to show you the essentials of building your business so that you can have a business around your idea, not just an idea. And so it's not just about protecting your ideas, it's about aligning your IP strategy with real business models and income streams. So each week we're going to unlock a new phase of the business journey. We'll go from protection to profit. We'll go from paperwork to product market fit, from invention to exit strategy. But let's jump to what we're covering today. So today we have 4 big goals. And again, it's not going to be long, probably about 30 minutes. The 4 big goals. The first is debunking the myth that a patent equals business. Understand that why protection alone doesn't create the value. Number 2, we're going to explore business model fundamentals. 3, we're going to apply co-founder AI insights. We're going to look at Clarence Wooten's book. We're going to, we've been reading that since we saw him at an event. We talked to him and he spoke at the Center for Black Excellence or Entrepreneurship at Spelman College, and he gave a talk about how to use the tools from AI prompted in a certain way as your co-founder to accelerate your business. And then we're going to help you. The homework will be how to create a vision to value map to build your first actionable business framework. Okay. So if you're with me, let's go. First off, let's start here. What does a patent do? If you paid attention to anything, you know that it protects, it excludes, it gives you leverage. It's designed to safeguard your inventions from copycats. It's designed to allow you the opportunity to claim ownership. You're saying that I have an idea. You're registering with the government that this is my idea. It's associated with me, with my company, my business. And you're defining the metes and bounds of that. And you're saying, I'm entitled to this for, if it's a design patent, 15 years, if it's a utility patent, 20 years, I'm entitled to this idea. I'm having an exclusive monopoly to it. And if I prove that anyone is using it without my permission, then I can enforce my rights against them. So it's designed to safeguard your invention from copycats, but it doesn't create a business in and of itself. You say, I have the best idea ever. You have to execute the idea. So a patent does not equal execution. A patent to the greatest idea on the planet. Let's say you have an idea for free energy to cure cancer, something that could change the world. If that idea is never implemented, if that idea is never executed, it doesn't have any value. What creates the value is actually the execution, and that's where the business comes from. The business actually solves the problem using your idea that people are actually going to pay for. So the value comes from meeting market needs, not just the document itself, which is a patent. So that's why, I tell people that when we file your patent, because it can take the whole process, unless you are accelerating the process, it takes on average 3 to 5 years from filing to actually get a granted patent. My goal is that by the time the patent is granted, your business is commercially successful, that you're meeting the market need, you've iterated, you've built more than one patent filing at that point. You have a patent portfolio, you've built a patent moat to protect your idea from copycats and infringers, and you are well on your way towards an exit. That's where the patent fits in the whole business cycle. It's not the business itself, it's a part of the strategy. You also want to make sure that, again, how do you get the value out of the idea? You need to really understand who does your idea benefit. You have to understand who the end user is going to be. If you're selling something to the public, a certain segment, what's the market? What's your target audience? Who are they? What do they need? What do they want? Are you meeting them? Will they pay for it? You have to actually still do that work. You have to still do that work to create value. So the patent focuses on the technology, but not the actual implementation of people problems. You still have to build a business. So there are 7 parts of a business. The first of which you have to market, identify what your market is, and then how do you communicate the value to that market, okay? And then second, after communicating the value to that market, you're also looking at how do I actually convert that to a sale? So if I'm meeting the market demand, meeting the market need, how do I convert that to a sale? In addition to converting that to a sale, how do I then move that from the sale to the actual now providing the product? So I have to produce the product, provide the product, fulfill the product, whether it's a service or actual physical product. How do I get that to the consumer? And then how does that translate to cover my cost? How does it financially, how does it come back into my business? And then how do I profit from that and then reinvest and do it again? So this is dealing with business. So we look at it, we know that value comes from solving a real problem. The market doesn't care about your technology. It cares about what your technology can do for them. And we know that while most inventions focus on tech, But if you want to build a business, you need to focus on the people. What's frustrating your customer? What do they wish that existed? What are they currently paying for that isn't working? Now, when we look at two paths, you have the patent filing, which is a path, that's our space, that's what we work in. It focuses on the technical details and the claims. It's can be slow, expensive, and protective. It costs a lot of investment, but the patent itself is not the guaranteed return. It protects against copying, but it does not ensure the success, and it takes time to complete. So it's actually part of your business. A patent has to be seen as part of your business. It's something that helps to ensure and validate and create protections and create an actual commercial asset alongside your business. It's an IP asset. But the business model is where you're actually doing the work, the execution. It's fast, it's iterative, and it's designed and built to create revenue. One is about ownership, the other is about outcomes. You need both, but don't confuse the two. A lot of times we're so excited about the idea, we think that once we take steps to protect the idea, then we also have achieved the outcome. But the outcome comes from the work of building a business around the idea. You have to identify the customer needs and solutions. You have to create clear revenue mechanisms. How are you going to profit from this? You have to launch and iterate quickly, and you need to actually create market traction. You need to grow. So, and this is not actually the cover. The cover of the book is in black and white. We'll probably update that. But Co-Founder AI. This is Co-Founder AI by Clarence Wooten. I'll ask him if he has a affiliate link. But right now, I'm just sharing information because I found it to be profound. I found it to be simple in bite-sized chunks that you can actually understand and implement. And so one of the 5 primary premises of the book is that you can use artificial intelligence or AI to simulate feedback, strategy, and decision making, to iterate more quickly, to validate before you build, to focus on monetization early. You don't have to wait years to launch. You can actually start learning from the market while your patent is still pending. You can actually execute. So you can use AI to fill skill gaps in your founding team. If it's just you, then you can use it to be your marketer. You can use it to do your research. You can use it to do your market study. You can use it to find your target audience. You can use it, again, to scale your capabilities without scaling your headcount. You can also use it to test the market demand with minimal resources. You can create focus groups, questions. You can create strategies. You can do modeling based on competitors or similar startups to kind of see what steps you can take in the early stages. It saves time and money by confirming customer interest first. You can leverage AI and social media to look at your target market, to get feedback, to run polls, to find out if the problem is, if there's a market where the problem is. You can have the best idea, but if there's no market for that idea, there's nobody's going to buy that idea. If no one is going to implement that idea, or not implement, but spend money on a product or the solution that the idea involves, then it might not be, at least patenting it. Building a business around it might be something different. Maybe you're patenting it to license or sell the idea to a company that does exist in the space, and you're looking for a different type of outcome. But you got to be clear from the beginning. Start with the end in mind. You also want to you can use AI to help you focus on revenue models, explore multiple paths. Like if I want to license this, what are my options? I can use the model, go to Crunchbase or different databases and look at the exits of similar startups, and then kind of model, see what did they have? What kind of IP portfolio did they have? Do they have patents? Do they have trademarks? What was their traction like? What do they look like to get acquired? Okay, what do I have to model? Okay, to get there, what's my path? What's my likely? What do I need? You can use AI to leverage large volumes of information and help simplify and accelerate your process. So again, the focus is on building a business, which means creating sustainable incomes, not just cool technology. So when we look at this, AI gives us tools we didn't have 10 years ago. Heck, we didn't have 2 years ago. I mean, you can use Chat GPT for business modeling. They have this thing vibe coding now where you can build no code MVPs. You can chat almost like Jarvis and Iron Man and start building prototypes of web apps and code. You can use you can crowdsource information with low cost Google ads or using Facebook ads or Meta for budget testing, polling your target audience and getting feedback. So you don't need a team of 10, 20, 30 people, not even 5 people. You need a system and a smart IP strategy behind it, also a smart AI strategy behind it. Okay. So we look at the vision to value map. So let's work through this together. And this is what we kind of, if you're joining this, you can write vision in your DM or write that, and we'll send you the kind of worksheet. But this is what we're working through today. I suggest, again, I encourage everybody to buy this book, Co-Founder AI. It's an awesome book by Clarence Wooten, and it definitely can help a great deal with leveraging some of the AI tools, what questions to ask, what prompts to put in, and how to help you through the process. But you need to, outside of understanding your idea, just sit the idea over here to the side. We're coming here and you need to know, what is your vision? Not the idea itself. Take the idea to the side. But what's your vision for your business? What problem are you actually solving? Let's look at the people that you're going to be helping. Who needs the solution? Who are the people? Again, we're going to be very people focused because your business is in, the money for your business is going to earn in somebody else's pocket. You have to actually meet their need where they are. So what problem are you solving? Who needs a solution? Map your market. What's your market? What's your market size? What's your opportunity? Identify key customer segments. And I want to use ChatGPT, use the deep research tab. Make sure that you understand what your market is. Outline your solution. Outline your solution. How does your invention solve the problem better than alternatives? How would you make money from this solution? How much would people be willing to pay for it? Again, so you need to be clear on what problem are you solving, who's experiencing it, how does your invention help, how is it better, and then what would people be willing to pay for it? Or are you going to try to sell it? Are you going to try to sell it to someone else who sells to that market? Are you going to license the technology to, or sell to a manufacturer? Think about what your strategies are. Are you just looking to exit? Are you looking to build a business, grow it, then exit a traditional startup and company? Are you looking for venture capital? Are you looking to bootstrap? Are you looking to license? What is your strategy for commercialization? Are you just going to build a huge IP portfolio book and you're not going to execute on any of the ideas? You're going to build your IP and then create value through relationships. You have to really look at what you're going to do. So I would say take 10 minutes, take a sheet of paper, take a Google Doc, take your computer, type this out, put it on your Apple Notes, however you want to do it, but make sure that you go through this process. That's what this is about. So again, remember, the patent is not the business. So you have to go from idea to income. So this is crucial for you to think about this. Again, I want you to work through this worksheet before next week, and we'll have next week Thursday. We'll be back on this. So let's go over what we talked about. Again, a patent is not the business. Having a patent in and of itself does not mean you have a profitable business. It does not mean that somebody's going to hand you buckets of money because you have a patent. We have to start with the idea, but then we have to take that idea to an income model, a business model, a revenue generating model. And then we have to do the work of executing that idea. The patent and all that is the due diligence that comes first, but you have to actually do the work. Because the reality is, without execution, Most patents do not generate any revenue. Again, the patents are tools. They're IP asset tools. They are not the destination. The destination is, okay, I want this to change my life. I want to be rich. I want to provide enough value. What that means when you say that, I have a great idea, I want to be rich. What you're also saying is that I have an idea that creates so much value that will reach the market in such a way and affect the lives of so many people that I will be rewarded for the value I create in the marketplace with lots of money. Okay? That's what we're actually saying. If you're not creating that value, if you don't even know who the market is, if you don't know who the person is that's going to buy it, if you're not doing that execution, then you're actually limiting the amount of value you can provide. You can't say, I have a great idea and it can be transformative. I'm just going to come up with it. I'm going to file a patent and I'm not going to do anything. Then the value of the patent is only what you paid for it. But when you actually do the work to identify the market, we do the work to build, when you create a traction, when you build and execute, then you create value. Then that's something you can sell the IP asset. You can exit, you can license, but you have to do the work to execute. Without that, most patents are not going to generate the revenue that you believe. The value is only as good as its execution and application. And again, I'm encouraging you to get the book. We're going to use this book again. There are many books we can use. We're using this because this book is less than 150 pages, and it really gives a thorough overview of what it takes to build a startup. And again, it uses a VC model, but it also gives you relativity as relates to other models, but it does have references to bootstrapping, VC, other types of investment for startups, but primarily bootstrapping and VC investment. And it's great to give you an innovation framework, ideas that are structured in a certain development path. Just having the idea is not enough. Just having the idea is not enough. Just filing a patent by itself is not enough. You have to have an innovation framework, which means you have to have ideas that go from the seed into a structured development path to execution. You need to validate the market, confirm demand before. And I think sometimes, if you are a doer, if you are an action taker, if that's your personality, if that is the way that you run your life and your business, then you're used to moving almost at the speed of thought and execution, which is fine. And if you have that kind of personality, then this is just confirmation. But if you overthink or you hesitate, then this market validation is important. You need to make sure there's a demand. And this can be something that's putting $5 in the Facebook ad or poll and selecting your audience, or $100, until you get enough feedback and you're asking questions. Maybe you already have a social media audience. Maybe you have friends and family, but you need to poll, confirm, get some feedback. Is this really an issue? How much did you pay? There are certain questions. You can frame these questions through prompts in ChatGPT and kind of refine it, but you need to validate. You need to kind of define where you want to be. I think one of the stories, one of the analogies that's in the co-founder AI, Clarence Wooten, talks about, you can have 100% of a grape, or you can have, 5-10% of a watermelon. And he talks about growing your idea and your startup, your business, from a grape to a grapefruit to eventually to a watermelon. And you have a piece, and your equity may go down, but you have to have a strategy. You want to, and he encourages commercializing from day one, having a plan on how this is going to make money from day one. So not just the ideas. I think we stop short at the idea, and it's important and it's exciting. But the real work, the real risk is actually not just in the idea, but in the execution. How do I execute this? What type of team members do I need? Who do I need to bring into the mix to make sure this is successful? what type of money do I need to make sure that we have enough capital to get us over the hump, and that we don't, outrun our run rate or burn rate to get to a certain, to get to the next phase, to get to our from pre-seed to Series A. What do I need to do, and what benchmarks do I need to hit? So I recommend this book, highly recommend this book by Clarence Wooten, because his insights reveal how successful founders think beyond protection to profitable execution. We want to focus on profitable execution. Again, the patent is not the business. You have to think like a business owner. Think about how your idea is going to profit from day one. So again, this is the homework, the vision to value map. You go from idea to profit. So you want to identify the core innovation, what problem does it solve? You want to look at who your market is. You want to understand, who your market is, who's going to buy it, how much will they pay for it. Map your monetization. These are hunches initially, based on research, and they can change, but you need to start somewhere. And you need to have outline, what can you execute? What can you do? You can control the inputs, which is your actions. You can't always control the outcomes, but you can control the inputs. And you want to say, what inputs can I need to put in over the next 30, 60, 90 days? And so that's the worksheet. Again, we went over it. Write that out for next week, and we'll continue. So these are questions also you can take. If you filed a patent with us, what's your biggest IP monetization challenge? What's the question that you have about, what you've done and where you are in the space, and then where do you get to the money? Second question I want to ask you for yourself is, have you done the real work of validating the market demand? It's not enough to say, I know people will buy it. What work have you done to validate that? Have you had a focus group? Have you tested the market? Have you done a poll? Have you called your mom, your aunt, your dad, your uncle, your cousin, your neighbor, your friend, your classmate, your frat brother, your soror? Have you gone outside of that? Have you had any, small focus groups from the public? Have you gone to the shopping mall? Have you created a Facebook group? Have you asked people in your business network? Validate the market. Have you looked at revenue models? And this is something, if you've gone through our Patent Insider Academy or our 5-day IP Mastery Challenge, we have a whole lesson on IP commercialization. How do you make money? How do you secure the bag? Out of those revenue models, which one are you using? You can leverage IP in certain ways. How are you commercializing your IP? And then 4, is there anyone that you can work with that can help you? What partnerships would accelerate growth? Can you have a marketing partner, a business partner, a mentor, an accelerator program, a university, a nonprofit, a conference? All of these things. What type of relationships can you have? And some of these you can just find groups on LinkedIn. They're free. You can find groups on Facebook. But what type of communities, accountability partners? What type of partnerships will accelerate the growth of your business? This is all very important. And again, that's what we cover for this week. Next week, we're going to we'll go from the vision to value, and we're looking ahead at what's coming next. And I would say, right now we have some ideas, and we're going to kind of look at your feedback. And I think we'll look at build it or bankrupt it. So we're going to start with a business model. We're going to look at your IP, and we're going to ask questions to help you with a lean startup model, identify your minimum viable traction strategy. Again, through that, we might look at some licensing strategies. Again, we might get to that. But, through this 6 weeks, we're going to be looking at and getting your questions, getting your feedback, getting your comments, going back, and then focusing on what is answering your questions, and then giving you what we think is the best outcome for it, so you can go from patent to business. Recognizing the patent, the whole focus of the 6 weeks is the patent is not the business. So getting you out of just securing your idea mindset to actually building a business with my idea and going from idea to a profitable concept, to a profitable business concept. So that's what the whole process of this 6 weeks. We're dealing with the mindset. There's a lot of mindset work in this 6 week series. And so I'd encourage you to complete the vision to value worksheet. And again, that's more like a series of questions you're going to write out yourself. We didn't provide you with the actual physical worksheet. And be ready, write in the comments, write in the emails, write in the DMs, write if you're in Patent Insider Academy in the comments or in the community. And then you can connect with us. This will be 6 weeks. We'll be sharing this live. But if you're in the academy, you can actually comment. We can actually participate together. Otherwise, you can join the academy as a free 7-day trial. Outside of that, it's $97 a month. You can join Patent Insider Academy. The link is school.com, SKOOL.com/Patent Insider Academy. That's how you join Patent Insider Academy. Let's see if we can put this in the. Okay, we'll have to figure that out. Hold on, put that in here. But that's yes, Patent Insider Academy. And last thing as we close out. So if you want to go deeper than just the Patent Insider Academy, we do have a 6-week boot camp. And it's the Patent Insider Boot Camp, Profit from Your Ideas. It's a strategic guide for content creators, brand owners, and product builders to leverage and monetize intellectual property. It's going to go much deeper than what we're doing in this 6-week session. Again, this is 1 day a week, about 30 minutes. But this is a little bit deeper. It allows us to really work together in the live trainings. You get access. We'll work together for 2 weeks. For 6 weeks. And you'll leave with a full monetization plan and a filing strategy for your patents and IP. And if you're one of the first 10 that register, you get a bonus IP clarity call with me. So 6 weeks, 100% practical real world applications. We're not going to be looking at just theoreticals. We're looking at real life case studies and really show you. And we're going to go through the IP asset mindset, the 5 pillars of IP: development and fortification, enforcement and defense, IP commercialization, long-term strategy, and creating profit pathways. Own it, protect it, profit from it. So this is going to be results-driven experience for you. Again, 6-week live sessions. In addition to that, you're going to get your IP strategy roadmap. You're going to have an IP asset mapping workbook that we're going to work through with you throughout the duration. You're going to have a monetization blueprint. How do you monetize? We're going to really help develop that with you, work that with you. Also, investor and partner due diligence checklist. And then you get lifetime access and session replays, private WhatsApp group for peer support. And bonus is Patent Insider Academy access. During the duration of the 6 weeks, you'll actually be able to be a part of the Patent Insider Academy, which will also give you access to previously recorded IP Mastery challenges, those 5-day challenges. You'll get access to the Academy and the other trainings and modules as it relates to intellectual property, commercialization, IP asset development. All of these types of trainings exist. The patent process, the ins and outs of it, all of that will be in the Patent Insider Academy, and we'll be able to work through that as well. Again, this is for the 6-week program. It's $997. And we're also offering, in addition to that, you're getting some other options where you can also, let's say you do want to get the training, but you also are looking at investing in your intellectual property. You're looking at getting patents, and you say, well, how can I kind of wrap it in there? So we do have a couple of other options. One of the options is you have platinum access, and you also get premium patentability search and assessment plus one-on-one IP strategy. Or you can get actually full patent filings, pay for your office action responses, which will pretty much cover you know, everything from the patent drafting and filing the search all the way to patent grant in one shot, plus one-on-one IP strategy. And that's the 30K. Again, usually people pay 25, 30K for, if you were talking about for one particular patent, this is giving you more than that process. So again, other ways to participate. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Don't hesitate at all. Again, this is Profit from Your Ideas Bootcamp. And again, if you're interested, just join the Academy, Patent Insider Academy, school.com/Patent Insider Academy. Again, thank you for joining us for our Patent is Not the Business series, and see you next week.